right now, I have a bunch of weapons in front of me. Well, they're not really weapons. They're a tool until they're thrown. Then they can be considered a weapon. But they're axes. They're a bunch of axes. But why do I have a bunch of axes in front of me? Because I want to share, honestly, my one true love in life, and that's axe throwing with all of you. Because I think the sport deserves way more recognition. Because honestly, it's like the most fun you can have with your pants on while throwing dangerous things and it's still being safe and getting drunk. That pretty much sums it up, I think. End of video. Actually, I'm just kidding. Not the end of video. I want to show you a few things that I've built when it comes to throwing some axes. I want to show you some things that I'm actually super proud of when it comes to axe throwing or just anything involved with the sport. And that's actually really tough for me to say because I'm not one that is often proud of myself. But axe throwing brings out the best in me. Let's be real. So basically, we'll start with my beginning part of the venture. And legitimately, the only reason I got into axe throwing is because of a job I used to have. I mean, you can see some axes on the floor right here. There's a few of them. This big one right here, I actually refurbished off of like a $3 garage sale, and I ended up going to a tournament, like finishing the axe the day before and finishing fourth place and winning money. Never throwing the axe before, so that was pretty cool. But I used to work at an entertainment place that did axe throwing. Basically, at the time, the working relationship had fallen apart. We were, and when I say we, there's a few people involved, but a couple people were offered to buy the place. The deal went south. The whole working relationship went south, and I just couldn't take it anymore. So I kind of left to do my own thing, and you guys are seeing me here. Very short summary of it, but basically, I'd gone to a tournament in the meantime, and going to that tournament had shown me the true potential, the true community, just everything about axe throwing and how awesome it can be. And since leaving that job, I have been fairly transparent about things being, financially tight and the struggles, but also me wanting to start my own axe throwing venue because there's way better ways that we can be going about doing these things. And content is also a passion and a hobby, but it's not paying the bills, it's not bringing in the money, it's not making me work towards that. So I started getting into making custom axes because of that. Which is strange because my two main throwing axes, which is this one right here, this is my Colossus. This is considered a big axe. It's a 24-inch handle. It's got a 4 and 5/8 inch bit or blade length for simplicity's sake. It weighs 3 pounds, and we throw these suckers from 15 feet. Not bad, right? This is probably like the biggest that I own. Actually, that's not true. It's the biggest blade, but it's not the biggest axe I own because that one is the biggest one. We did something great with this axe earlier this year. Well, not earlier this year, end of last year. And I actually won my first ever sanctioned league. Yeah, that's right. I did a thing. The league champion. I got a patch for it. I got to wear a championship belt. And it was my first ever sanctioned league victory, which was pretty awesome. I don't have any footage of that. And then here is my other main thrower for the World Axe Throwing League. This is a King of Diamonds. Believe it or not, it is actually a failed quality assurance King of Diamonds. And these ones here, they're 4 inches on the blade length. This particular handle is 17 inches. When it comes to hatchets, they can be anywhere from nothing to 19 inches. So it could be another 2 inches bigger for this. The World Axe Throwing League is my main affiliated league that I do enjoy throwing in, but there is two that kind of conquer the world, and that is the World Axe Throwing League, or WADL, or IATF, which is the International Axe Throwing Federation. And I'm going to show you guys a quick clip of a marathon league that I went to, and it was only my second ever marathon league. I ended up pulling this off.
Let's go! Fuck yeah!
81.
81.
Let's fucking go!
Don't pull it!
So what you guys just saw was basically the final throw of my match, and I had to hit a clutch shot, which is up higher, and it's about 2 inches around, and I'm throwing from about 12 feet away, and you had to hit 3 of those, and you had to hit, let me do some math, 12 bullseyes in the center, and that's a perfect game. But I wasn't throwing any of the axes you guys had seen, because it's a little bit of a different sport. It's a little bit of a different technique. I was throwing this axe, which is like basically the only custom axe I have for myself. It's an old plumber's roofing, or a genuine plum roofing hatchet with a 3.5-inch wide blade on here. Made a handle strictly out of bloodwood, glued it up and threw it together the day before I went up for the tournament. That tournament happened to be the day after my birthday, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, so this is my main thrower for the International Axe Throwing Federation. I use the bigger axe in the back here for the big axe, which you have to throw as a tiebreaker. But what was really cool, and another little piece that I'm super proud of, is this right here. When you get a perfect game at a venue that does things right, you end up getting a perfect game coin. Now, there's a whole story with these coins, and you have to keep it on your persons at all time. That's why I went and grabbed my wallet so I could show you guys. I keep it in my wallet, and there's a cool little logo emblem on the back. But basically, if you don't have this coin on you and somebody does a coin challenge, you don't have the coin on you, you have to buy everybody in the room a drink that has these coins. And I'm not about to lose one of those because, well, I don't want to spend money. So, we keep it in the old wallet, put it back in there just for safekeeping. But the other thing that I'm like super proud of is the fact that I got into building custom axes. I've never been into woodworking before. I had like 3 classes in high school or maybe even junior high school about woodworking, and that's all I did. Now, I've been fortunate enough to have some friends show me or tell me what to do when it comes to building custom axe handles. And I have a few examples of what I've done in front of me, and I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty proud of what I can do now. And like, I started out just having no clue what I was doing, throwing things together and just making things work. But I have like my 4 most recent projects, and that slam was literally the wood hitting the ground. This one here is the most recent handle that I have finished up. Pretty classic. I like to call them classy. Here's the logo for what is eventually going to be, we'll put it this way, the axe throwing business. It's very rough because I hand wood burn them all in, so they're all just slightly different, but it's actually Badlands Axe Company. If we hold it this way, you can actually see the B. The A is like this way, like you can see it, and then the C is just the A without the line in that one. But this is one that I finished up last night. This one here, unfortunately, will never have a head on it, and it will never be thrown because there's actually a flaw in the wood. But it was more of an experiment to see if I could do something with what I want to do. And we have like this full Wenge bloodwood core, and it's actually filled with clear epoxy. Now, unfortunately, I won't be able to get the camera angle on this handle to show you how effective the clear epoxy is, but it's such a cool look, and I have plans to like throw inlays and logos or whatever you want inside there and then have it polished through and look pretty cool on that one. But unfortunately, you can sort of see it right here. There's a crack in the handle, and unfortunately, I didn't see that until I went to shape it up, and with that crack, not safe to throw. So there's nothing we can do about that one. This one I did a bit of an experimental pattern on with the woods. We have ourselves a yellow heart, purple heart, and natural maple look, but I didn't think I was going to be able to pull this one off, and I actually pretty much nailed it. I'm not going to lie. So I'm pretty happy with how this one turned out. And then this is one that I really, really challenged myself with. This one right here, a checkerboard pattern. This one I had it in my head that I could do it, but I didn't think I was going to be able to pull it off, and I pulled it off. So, super, super happy with that. And then we have this axe. This one here is for a friend and customer of mine, and this was also at the time something that I was pushing myself to finish creatively. But we have ourselves Ace of Spades, hickory core, wrapped around in purple with some copper epoxy that's all been swirled. And he's going to be using this one up for his local leagues and potentially other things. But I'm pretty happy and pretty proud of how this one turned out too. This handle I've actually had around for like 6 months. We were just waiting on affordability and availability for heads. So yeah, that's another one that I finished up. And I'm actually pretty proud of how that one turned out. So just thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a inside look at what one of my passions, my biggest passion in life, and like I said, my one true love, and a big reason of why I'm doing what I'm doing. I eventually see my content growing to the point where I have a little bit of income coming from it, where I can start out my own axe throwing venue, where I can, get my Pokemon card business going under that as well, so you guys can see more pack openings and all that fun stuff. But yeah, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I want to open up my own venue. I want to bring, a world's level experience to the people here that haven't gotten to experience what I've gotten to experience. Bring in all the friends and people that I know from, all over Western Canada at this point, and just show them how awesome this sport can be. It's one of the things that legitimately I've never felt so welcome and accepted for. The axe throwing community is, in my opinion, second to none. Like, legitimately, if it's unlike anything else. Like, I don't know what the pool, like, not swimming pool, but like billiards pool community is like. But if you forget your pool cue, I don't think people are just willing to hand over a pool cue. Whereas if you go to a venue and forget your axe, they're like, don't worry about it. Here you go. Use mine. No big deal. They'll give you your shirts off your back. And the people that I went to with my first ever tournament, it was actually in their garage, and it was a sanctioned tournament. And I've never met these people before in my life, and they were just like, stay for lunch, stay for supper. We got it covered for you. No big deal. Blah blah blah. And it was just like a crazy, overwhelming experience because not a lot of positive things have happened in my life, and that was something extremely positive. So the community has given me so much, and I just want to give back to that community. And if it's something that you've thought about trying, I highly, highly encourage you to go out and do it. Venues are struggling to stay open a lot of times, mostly because once their leases are up, they have issues and fights with their landlords because the landlords are just becoming greedy bastards. Let's be real. So hopefully I have this path to some sort of business financial security with the content, with the card business, with building axes, and eventually maybe I just have this whole entertainment complex and entertainment empire. We'll see what happens, but that's the hope, and that's why you're seeing like a massive push for me to get content out like crazy. And hopefully I can bring you some videos of if I go to like a marathon league or a tournament, I'll do a better job of recording what I have, and maybe I'll record some of my finals and things like that, and we'll see where it takes us. But yeah, I just thought I wanted introduce you guys to the biggest thing in my life, and that is axe throwing. Hope you enjoyed it. If you at least like the development of me building axes or whatever the case may be, I appreciate watching the video, and I'll leave you with this. Go try it. It's amazing. It's incredible. And if you don't have fun, you have a bad venue. That's what I'm just going to say. Bye.